Hey everyone, so I'm back here with another video. This round I have another collection update to share with you guys. Now I was looking through my previous collection videos and I noticed that it's been almost 2 years since my last GameCube collection update. So I thought, you know what, it's about time for a new one. I also had a couple of people asking me to do this as well, so I thought even more reason to do this right now. So I'm going to start out with a couple of loose disc games, my one and only big box game, and then all the other games are going to be in alphabetical order after that. Since it's a lot of games here, I'm going to try to go as fast as I possibly can. I will only quickly mention a lot of these titles, but of course the more interesting ones I'll say something more about them. So starting out with the loose disc games, I keep them in this Nyko mini CD organizer. First game I have here is Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. The next one is Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, followed by Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. And the last game that I have in here is Star Wars Rogue Leader Rogue Squadron 2. And Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 is the one that I've had for the longest time, disc only. I've had that game, actually, since the game came out, just disc only. Now, the one and only big box game that I have, I got this a little while back. It is Odama, and it comes with the microphone as well. There are only a couple of games that use the microphone, but, I mean, it's not really that great of an accessory and really not that great of a game either. So the first stack of games that I have to show you guys here, like I said, everything's in alphabetical order, so I'll try to be as quick and careful with this as I possibly can. 007 Agent Under Fire, Animal Crossing. This one here is Player's Choice, but it does come with the memory card. Every time that I found that game, it's either missing the memory card or not Black Label. I seem to only find Player's Choice with that. Bomberman Jetters, 3D world in this game, rather than the typical top-down Bomberman experience. Legacy of Kain series, Blood Omen 2. I have not played that one yet. This one here is my game in the worst condition in this collection, Bloody Roar, Primal Fury, and almost dropped it there. It's just a fighting game, and the only reason I really want for this, even though it was in really bad looking condition, is because it is a GameCube exclusive and it was dirt cheap. Call of Duty 2 Big Red One, Chicken Little, Custom Robo. I was lucky enough to find that one for free. That was a crazy deal. Donald Duck Going Quackers. Donkey Konga. I think that's the only Donkey Konga related game that I have. I have like 3 of the DK Bongos, and I'm trying to find a 4th one. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. Dragon Ball Z Sagas. I don't have any of the other Dragon Ball Z games, I should say, for the GameCube. Fantastic Four, movie license game. Freestyle Metal X. I know this was released on, I think, at least the PS2, maybe something else as well. But I don't quite know what the difference is between the systems. I do think that that this does have something different about it. What was really interesting about this is that it's 1 to 9 players alternating, so not simultaneously, but kind of interesting that it goes up to 9 players. F-Zero GX, not my favorite F-Zero, but still a pretty decent choice. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. Godzilla games are getting pretty hard to find. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, licensed game. Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. Now, I'm almost certain that A Wonderful Life Special Edition, I believe it is. Can't see it, but I think Special Edition came out on the PS2, but this one here is only on GameCube. Next is another licensed game, The Incredibles: Rise of the Underminer. A compilation game here. Intellivision Lives. I tried buying one of the sort of modern remake Intellivision plug-and plays, and I don't care for the games all that much. Kirby Air Ride, pretty interesting racing game featuring Kirby and other Kirby characters as well. And now I suppose these next 4 games are some of the best games in my GameCube collection. First is The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventures. Now there is a big box of this as well that comes with the Game Boy Advance link cable to the Game Boy to GameCube, but I don't have that. But still nice to have the game, and the game is pretty fun. I definitely like this and the other Four Swords on the Game Boy Advance. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time Master Quest. This one here was a pre-order bonus, if I remember correctly, and there are previews of other games as well on there. This one here, The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Very excited when I found this one here. I only paid $3.99 for it, and in fact, I got this copy for $4, completely mint, very good condition. Like when I say mint, it is the best condition game that I have in my collection that I did not personally unseal. And the week that I found this, just a couple days before, I had found another copy of this game, just loose disc, in another case. So I had a lot of good luck back when I found this. And the last Zelda game that I have for the GameCube, The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker. Have not been the biggest fan of this branch of the Zelda timeline. Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, and the train one. I forget what that one's called. But I've tried to give it a chance, and I ended up just starting to play it on the Wii U rather than playing the GameCube version. But I did spend a little bit of time playing the GameCube version. Next is Lego Star Wars. Honestly, the Lego Star Wars games are some of the more enjoyable Lego games in my opinion. And there's also Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. Really enjoy these games, and they came on multiple systems. Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. Looney Tunes Back in Action. Luigi's Mansion, not in the best condition, it's player's choice, but I found this in a store where they had, it was like a book/junk store, and they had just a wall full of DVDs, and I managed to find a lot of really decent games sort of mixed around in there as well. And this was one of the ones that I found, and I'm very happy to have it. And I did start playing it, but I think most likely I'm going to finish the 3DS Luigi's Mansion before I ever complete the GameCube one. Next is Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Not the biggest fan of golf games, but I mean, it's Mario. It was cheap. It was only $4, so I thought, why not? Next is Mario Kart Double Dash. This one here is the special edition. I actually paid like $25 for this, but I do love Double Dash, and I really wanted to get the one that came with the bonus disc. Next is a game that I've actually had since I got my system. It is Mario Party 4. This Mario Party, I played it so much. I loved all the mini games that were in here. And I have to say, out of all the Mario Parties, definitely this one here is my favorite. But I have not played 5, 6, and 9, and 10. So, I mean, out of all the other ones, that one's my favorite. Next is Mario Party 7. Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects. Have not played this one here, and Medal of Honor Frontline. Next are my Mega Man and Metroid games for the GameCube. Well, obviously GameCube. That's what I'm here for. Mega Man Network Transmission. Found that at a local thrift store. Mega Man X Collection. This one here, I bought it off of Kijiji, and I think I spent like $40 on it. But honestly, $40 was a pretty decent price to get this at. And the last Mega Man game is Mega Man X Command Mission. And I think this one here, yeah, this one here is missing a manual. As for the Metroid games, I have Metroid Prime with the bonus disc. I did have just the standard Metroid Prime, but I decided to hold on to this one and get rid of the other one. And Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Not the biggest fan of the Metroid Prime trilogy of games, but I mean, I see why people like them. I personally prefer the classic sort of Super Nintendo, Super Metroid kind of feel to it, rather than the newer first-person sort of 3D Metroid games. Next is another licensed game, but this one here was an exclusive for the GameCube. Disney Pixar's Monsters Inc. Scream Arena. Another compilation here, Namco Museum 50th Anniversary. This one here has a lot of decent arcade ports. Next are some Naruto games, Naruto Clash of Ninja and Naruto Clash of Ninja 2. And those ones are missing the cards. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Pac-Man vs. and Pac-Man World 2. And the good thing about this is that it was also a 2-disc game. So that's pretty nice that it was not only 2 games in there, but each game is on a separate disc. Next is Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I was really lucky to find that for just $20. I don't care, that's bestsellers, doesn't really matter. I've really wanted to play this for some time, and still, the last Paper Mario game that I'm trying to track down to play is the N64 Paper Mario. I've had very bad luck trying to find that. Next is Pokemon Channel, and I mostly got this because it was Pokemon, and it came with e-reader cards, and it was 100% complete. And I really like Pokemon. And the other interesting thing as well was that it had the Pokemon Mini titles in there as well. For those of you that don't know, the Pokemon Mini was a tiny handheld that came with, well, not came with, it had several games for the system, and they were on tiny little cartridges. I think it is the handheld, smallest handheld with the smallest interchangeable cartridges, but I don't quite remember if that's exactly true. Just getting another stack of games here. Another Pokemon game, Pokemon Coliseum. I think the only Pokemon games I'm missing now, complete in box, are Pokemon Box, which is going to be immensely difficult to track down. And I just need a case for Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Next is a demo disc, but I really did like playing the games that were on here. For a while, I couldn't really find these games, and this is my only means of playing them. It is the playable demo disc that features demos for Sonic Adventure DX, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, Beautiful Joe, Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, and Soul Calibur 2 as well. Next is Rayman Arena. Sorry, some of these are still a little sticky, have sticker residue on them, and I just haven't cleaned them up that well. Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 4. There's still a couple more Resident Evil games on the GameCube that I'm trying to track down. Another licensed game here, Rocky. Robotech Battle Cry. Shadow the Hedgehog. Pretty much just Sonic with guns. Shrek 2 and The Sims 2 have not played this version of The Sims on the GameCube yet. I actually don't even remember how I even really came across that. Next is another pretty decent game here, Skies of Arcadia Legends. I got this originally on the Dreamcast, and then later on I found the sort of, if I remember correctly, it has something different to it as opposed to the original version, but who knows, it might be more or less the exact same game, just a port. Next are some Sonic games, Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and Sonic Mega Collection. They're featuring all those classic Genesis games. Of course, the best version of this game here, Soul Calibur 2 on the GameCube, definitely the one to get. The other ones on the PS2 and Xbox, just, I mean, you get to play as Link in this one. You have to get that. Some Splinter Cell games here, Stealth Action Redefined and Chaos Theory. And next up are two Star Fox games for the system, Star Fox Adventures and Star Fox. Why did I say that? Star Fox Assault. Sorry, there. Next is Star Wars Bounty Hunter, and I believe this was released on other systems as well. It definitely released on other systems as well. I think this is the same game that was ported to the PS4 recently as well. Next is the Star Wars Rebel Strike Rogue Squadron 3 limited edition preview disc that came with the Star Wars original arcade game on the disc there as well, and then the game itself. Next, more Mario Sports, Super Mario Strikers. Here we have Mario and the gang playing soccer. And one of my favorites on the system that to this day I have not finished and I really need to get back to it, Super Mario Sunshine. Next is Super Monkey Ball 1 and Super Monkey Ball 2. I love these games, but I'm not that good at them, and they've been pretty difficult to actually play, especially later on in the game. And next is an exclusive that many people are overcharging for these days, and I've been lucky enough to come across a few copies of this game for relatively cheap. Especially this one here, and we paid $4 for it, Super Smash Bros. Melee. And Swingers Golf. Another sports game, golf game, but at least it's an exclusive to the GameCube. Next is Tak, the Great Juju Challenge, based off of the Tak and Juju TV show, I believe. Watched a couple of episodes of this growing up, but didn't really care for it. I think I was a little bit too old at that point. Tales of Symphonia, have this also on the PS3 in the combo pack. I also have the sequel on the Wii. Teen Titans, apparently this one here on the original Xbox is pretty hard to find. Tetris Worlds, also on multiple systems, and a pretty decent party game Tetris as well. Next is 13. Still haven't gotten around to playing this. Seems kind of like a cel-shaded, kind of like a comic book, something like that. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. I had 4 growing up, and I didn't really put that much time into 3. 4 was definitely the one I played the most. True Crime Streets of LA, and Ultimate Spider-Man. Just a couple more games here. Thought I'd make it under 20 minutes, but I suppose it's going to be a little bit longer. The Herbs Sims in the City. Now this one here, I played on the DS a lot, but on the GameCube, not so much. Next are the Beautiful Joe games. Beautiful Joe 2, and Beautiful Joe Red Hot Rumble. I have not played this one here yet, but I did love the first two Beautiful Joe games, and the second one just made the game so much better. Next is Wario World. Love Wario games. Pretty much any first party Nintendo title I love, but I definitely love the character of Wario a lot. Wave Race Blue Storm. Have not really played the Wave Race games all that much, Wave Race 64 or this one here, but it looks pretty interesting. This one here is called World Tour. Do not remember why I got it, and I think it's just a sort of skating game, something like that. X-Men Legends, X-Men Next Dimension. I think this one might have been associated with the cartoon show in the early 2000s, and this one here is just a fighting game. And the last game in here in my collection that I actually had since I was a little kid, Yu-Gi-Oh! The False-Bound Kingdom. Not in the best condition. I definitely swapped out the case from this on another game. I have lost the manual since then, but I do still have the cards that came with this game. Anyways, that is my GameCube collection. Shit ton of games there. Try to get this in under 20 minutes, but I couldn't really get it done at the end of the day. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, just let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. If you have any other requests, please just let me know either through the social media linked in the description below or just in the comment section. And yep, in the description below is my Facebook, Twitter, and website, and also linked is a link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check out that video if you'd like, enter if you'd like, and I suppose that's it. That was my GameCube collection update as of January 2016, and that's it. See ya.